Hello everybody, welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host Joseph. Today we're going to talk about the Xbox One X. Is it the game changer that everybody's talking about? And if I only had money for one, would I be purchasing an Xbox One X or a PlayStation 4 Pro? So with that said, here you go. Here's the Xbox One X right in front of you guys. Right off the bat, this thing is tiny compared to the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is like a triple-decker cake. This thing is, well, I think the Xbox that Microsoft always wanted to ship out. This box, just looking at it, just holding it, is everything Microsoft has learned in the past, 3 years with the Xbox brand. You know, the original Xbox One, guys, it was this fat, ugly console. People called it a VHS player, right? It was not a good-looking console with this huge power brick in the back of it. This console, guys, uses the same wire your PlayStation 3, your PlayStation 2 does. There is no power brick to it. This console is it. And let me tell you something. This console is the opposite of the Xbox One. It is sleek. It is the smallest Xbox they've made. It's the most powerful Xbox they've made. And my God, is it a silent killer? But we'll get to that in a minute. This console is sleek and it's beautiful, and power is something this thing boasts, and it's something that it achieves. You know, side by side between the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X, when you're doing 4K, the Xbox One X clearly outperforms. And I mean, that's no surprise to us, right? We know that the Xbox One X is 1.4 times more powerful than the PlayStation 4 Pro. I expect it to run, you know, just laps around the PlayStation 4 Pro. And I feel like everybody kind of beats the PlayStation 4 Pro as this ugly, you know, lap horse that isn't worth a damn. But to be completely honest, if you own a PlayStation 4 Pro or an Xbox One, all your games are going to look really, really great. They are. Both the PlayStation 4 Pro and the Xbox One X run great visually, and performance-wise are pretty damn good. But it's just 9 times out of 10, this console is going to outperform the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that's just something to be expected. But it's not by the country mile of what everybody is saying. Again, games are going to look really, really good on your PlayStation 4 Pro, but on your Xbox One X, they're going to run really, really, really good. It's noticeable, but it didn't make me think, wow, I should have not bought a PlayStation 4 Pro. I should have waited the year. To me, it was noticeable, but it wasn't a deal breaker by any means. The PlayStation 4 Pro does run games really well, especially its first-party games, but we'll get to that in a second. The Xbox One X is, if this is the console you don't care about anything more than just power, stop this video. This console is for you. Seriously. If you only care about how good your visuals are and how good the game runs necessarily, this console is then for you. You don't have to think about anything else. But for me, I wasn't really in love with the Xbox One X when I first bought it, because though things, again, looked really, really good, I've been having that for a year with the PlayStation 4 Pro. What got me on this console was how it ran everything. And what I mean by that is, when I was running 4K games, when I was running Gears, when I was running games like Forza, Assassin's Creed, when I was playing Battlefront, I wasn't hearing anything out of this console. As a longtime PlayStation fan, you guys know, PlayStation owner since launch of the 4, that console's loud. The PlayStation 4 OG console sounds like there's a jet engine attached. The PlayStation 4 Pro, again, pretty loud fan. This, because of the vapor cooling, I had to put my ear up to the console to really hear this baby purr, because it is a silent killer. It makes it give the illusion of like it's running all these things with ease. I really, really was impressed by that. And when I put my hand to the console, it wasn't like it was burning my hand off. It was actually lukewarm. I couldn't cook a grilled cheese sandwich on this console if I tried. This console, man, heat distribution is on another level. It really, that's where this console really impressed me, and really, that's when I got into this console, is when I saw and felt all those big differences to me. And so with that, if we're just doing power, if we're just doing how Joe is impressed with the lack of noise coming out of a box, Xbox One wins. But there's a conversation not a lot of people are talking about, and that is the games. Games, right? You hear the whole thing, I play games, not graphics. Listen, power means something. Power doesn't mean everything, though. That's how I feel of it. If a game looks great as I'm playing it and I like it, I'm going to be playing that game for a very long time. You know, visually, yes, it has to capture me, but I don't think visuals are everything. To me, when we take a look at 2017 and the games that we've talked about the most, the must-have games, we're talking about Zelda, we're talking about Mario, we're talking about PUBG, we're talking about Cuphead, we're talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. And those games, for the most part, all but one, are not, you know, these power-heavy, you know, power-hungry games. All of them play really, really well, but technically, they're not these, you know, demanding titles. Zelda, Mario, they're played on technically last generation's hardware, but there's these must-have titles because the gameplay speaks to so many people. Cuphead is amazing because of its art style, its art direction, and how challenging the game is. Horizon is great because of the story it's telling. All these things play into one thing, and that is games that we want to play, either for the story or we want to play because of the gameplay. It's not because of how well something looks or feels. And to me, that's where the PlayStation really starts taking this thing. That's where the conversation truly is, but I don't think everybody's there yet. Is that the PlayStation brand has one thing. It might not be power anymore, but it does have the games. Take a look at it, right? We have Until Dawn, Bloodborne, Uncharted, Last of Us, and Horizon Zero Dawn off the top of my head, right? Next year, we're going to have God of War, Spider-Man, Detroit, right? All these games, fantastic. All these games have done well critically and commercially. When we take a look at the Xbox lineup of games, things have started to fall off since launch. Halo, Gears of War are not selling or doing well critically like they used to, and that sucks. Halo used to sell more than most PlayStation exclusives combined. Now it's like vice versa. It's sad, but it's true. The PlayStation has the games that it looks like people want to play. And it seems like with every Microsoft console, there's a delay or a cancellation just waiting to happen. And that's the thing no one's talking about, is though this thing runs games well, it's going to run third-party games well. I don't know what's coming out in the pipeline necessarily in stone for Microsoft, though Sea of Thieves looks great. PUBG is coming to the Xbox, but all those things are wait and sees. You know, we still got Crackdown, we still got State of Decay. It's not a beautiful game, but critically, it's people are excited for it. And again, that game, PUBG, people are excited about it, not graphically intensive games. So for me, when we're talking about games we need to play right now in this generation, it's actually the PlayStation 4 Pro. And that's where we're going to leave this console. This console is a game changer in the sense of if you own a PlayStation and you're looking to jump sides, this is the time to do it. Don't sell your PlayStation for it, but this is the console to do it. This is the console to run your third-party games. And that means something. That does cut into Sony's bottom line. That does help the Xbox One X out tremendously. For me, though, it's a wait and see for this console in terms of games we need to play. Can Microsoft turn the ship around and make games that us gamers want to play and that critics are going to love? That's what really matters here on this console. So for me, if I did not own a PlayStation 4 Pro or an Xbox One X, as much as I cannot get enough of this Xbox and how well it performs, of how much I love it, and how much of a great console it is, I picked the PlayStation 4 Pro because simply this, games. But that's my choice. It's me. If I was the consumer, again, if you only care about power or how things are going to look, Xbox One X. If you care about the exclusives, PlayStation. If you already own a PlayStation, choose your Xbox. And that's how I would do it. Again, the PlayStation 4 Pro is not going to give you the visual fidelity of that of an Xbox One X, but it's going to be that close enough scenario. So if that is good enough for you, I say go with the PlayStation. But I cannot get enough, and I cannot say the strides that Microsoft is making with this console and its OS. Its OS has gotten so much better, so much faster, and the fact that you can trade in your return your digital games, at least, if you play something for an hour and you don't like it, you get to return it. That's amazing. The fact that you could still change your name on the Xbox and you can't on the PlayStation is a goddamn shame. So that's what I would say. That's how I would turn this out, is there's an asterisk. I would pick the PlayStation 4 Pro asterisk if I didn't own any console. If I did own a PlayStation, I would be picking up the Xbox One X. But it could be my bias. I do run a PlayStation podcast. I used to host an Xbox or co-host an Xbox podcast, and I do own both of them. So I guess you could take my things with a grain of salt here, but I think it is what it is. This console's a great one. If you're a big Xbox fan, go out there, upgrade it. It's a great console. It seriously is. And it is a game changer, just not the game changer I'm picking. So, again, unpopular opinion, Mr. Unpopular Opinion here, signing out for you guys. If you like this video, you want to hear more, please hit like, share, subscribe. You don't know how much it means to me. It helps me out so much. And with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody, keep your wits about you. Have a great one.